Hey, what's up, y'all? Today we're diving into a game-changing career that's been flying under the radar a little bit. Imagine a job where you can work from anywhere. You can earn six figures and you don't need a fancy degree or years of experience to get started. To be honest, I know it sounds a little bit too good to be true, right? But hang in there with me, y'all. I'm about to let y'all in on the highest paying remote job that you probably didn't know existed. You got to get into tech. Now, before we jump in, let me give you a reality check real quick, okay? I'm Tech Bag Trey, and in just 36 days after starting from scratch, I landed a job in tech sales with zero experience. No degree, no connections, just pure hustle and having the right guidance. Now, I'm not saying you'll have that exact same timeline, but what I am saying is that really though, if I can do it, it's a real good shot that you can too. So let's break down this hidden gem of a career and see if it might be your ticket to a better life. All right, let's get to it. The job I'm talking about is a tech sales representative, also known as a BDR, SDR, or sales development rep, business development rep. Now, before you start thinking, oh, great, another sales job, listen to me, okay? This is not your granddaddy's door-to-door vacuum selling job, all right? But you actually might be wondering, why haven't I heard of this job before? It's because most people are actually too busy chasing after the latest trendy tech jobs, right? Like software engineering or data science, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like those are some great careers too, and you can really have great success, especially as the years go on. But to be honest, most of the times those require really specialized skills or years of studying or just having a natural affinity for that complex math and coding that's involved with those type of jobs. But when it comes to tech sales, to be real, it's really like the perfect blend of high tech and high touch, where your people skills can literally translate into cash money. All right. Now, here's the kicker. As a tech sales rep, you're not just selling a product, you are solving problems for businesses. So you're like the bridge between cutting edge technology and the companies who actually need that so that they can stay competitive, so that they can charge less money, make more money, stuff like that. And the best part is most tech companies are more than willing to train the right person, even if they don't have a traditional background. Now, let's be real, they're looking for hustlers, flat out, like people who can communicate effectively, and they're not afraid to put in the work. So think about it like this. Y'all remember when like all the food delivery apps actually started coming out? At first, the only companies that really had like tech savvy skills, those were the ones who were using those. Then over time, there was someone who had to come in and explain to the restaurant owners how those apps could change their business. And that person that bridges those gaps between the old school restaurants and the new school tech, that's what tech sales reps do. But they do that for all types of businesses and all types of technology. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, yo, this sounds pretty good so far, but how do I actually get started? And to be honest, when I was in your shoes and I first found out about the industry and I was looking around, I ended up finding a company called Course Careers, and they offer a free introductory course to give you a taste of what tech sales is all about. And it's a great way to not only dip your toes in and see if that's a career path that you might want to get into, but it also gives you a streamlined way to get to the job. Okay. So if you want to see if this might be the right path for you, I dropped a link in the description below. And if you want to check that out after the video, or you can also go to www.getintechtoday.com. Now, let's talk money. Okay, you might be saying, okay, Trey, this sounds interesting, but what is this payoff that you're talking about? And to be honest, it actually probably can blow your mind. Now, in most entry level jobs, you're looking at a fixed salary, and you may or may not get a small bonus if you're lucky at the end of the year, when they throw the little holiday party and stuff like that, and you start climbing the ladder, that could really take some years. And that's probably why you're on this video, right? It's taking you years, and you're still probably more closer to where you started than where you're looking to go as far as salary. But when it comes to tech sales, the sky is really the limit. And it's often a combination of a base salary and commission. So it means the harder that you work and the better that you perform, that's the more money you can earn. And I'm not talking about pocket change, all right? Entry level tech sales reps can easily make between 60 and $80,000 in their first year. But here's where it gets wild. The top performers or people who move up to closing roles can actually pull in 150 to $200,000 or even more annually. And now remember, this is oftentimes a remote position, or at least it's a hybrid where you go in the office some days and then you stay at home on the others. So you're not really tied to an expensive tech space like San Francisco or New York just to earn that type of big money, which can really be a game changer if you live in a small city. Now, this role is really like being like a star athlete. So, like, yeah, you might have to start in like the smaller minor leagues, but each year that you have those great performances, you're not just climbing up a predetermined ladder that ends up in a dead end. You're building your own rocket ship, and your fuel is the hustle and the results that you get. The better you play, that's the higher and the faster you go, and that's the more money that you make. And it's really like that in this space. Now, we covered what the job is and why it pays so well, but now you probably wonder what type of skills do I need to really be great and succeed in this role. And the good news is it's not just about what you know, it's about who you are and how quickly you can learn. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, okay? Tech sales is not for everybody. It does require some resilience, the ability to handle rejection. And if you can't take a no, this might not be the place for you, okay? And you need some hunger to consistently improve, right? You're going to be in a space where you're around a lot of people who not only do they make a lot of money, but they're high performers. They love learning more, they love doing better. So if that's not an environment that you really want to be in, you might be a little uncomfortable. And speaking of comfortability, you're going to need to be comfortable talking to people, being able to think on your feet. Sometimes you're dealing with tough customers, right? Like there are people who are going to be grilling you with some of the information that you should know and that you have because they're making big decisions, right? These companies that you're talking to and you're looking to work with, they're going to be spending tens of thousands of dollars with your company. So they're expecting you to know your stuff. So if you're somebody who just likes to skate by with what you know about your company and your product, it's probably not going to be the place for you. On that same token, if you're looking for a 9 to 5 where you can just coast by doing the bare minimum, this ain't it, chief. But here's the thing. The most crucial skill for tech sales are the ones that you can develop, right? We're talking about effectively communicating, active listening, problem solving, time management. You don't need to be a tech wizard and know coding and all that kind of stuff for those, right? Maybe that can help, but that's what the product team is for. Your job is to understand the customer's needs and show them how your product can make their lives easier. You need to be curious, adaptable, and not afraid of a challenge. If you have that, you already have the foundation for success in tech sales.